This video goes out to all of my live streaming DJs out there who want to have an amazing looking live stream and at the same time keep their CPU as low as possible. Now, if that sounds like you, then I definitely have something you're going to be interested in. So let's talk about it.
DJ Beneficial, yeah!
What's up everybody, welcome back. So if you're new here, my name is DJ Beneficial. I'm a radio, nightclub, and live stream DJ, and in my channel I do a lot of tutorial videos for DJing, live streaming, and creating content. So if you want to learn more about those kind of things, then hit that subscribe button so that you can stay in the loop with me and never miss an upload. And today's episode, we're here to talk about a thing called virtual DJ stages, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a company that makes virtual stages that you can use in your live stream. Personally, I think they look great and they really don't take that much CPU at all, so you don't have to worry about any kind of technical issues when you're trying to broadcast. So for today's episode, I'm going to show you their website and I'm going to walk you through the whole setup process so you can check it out and see if it's something you want to try out in your live stream as well. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, now the first thing you want to do is go to your search engine and type in virtual DJ stages. And it should be this top result right here, virtualdjstages.com. And this is what their website looks like. Now, if you go over here to the top left side, click on stages. And this will give you a list of their entire catalog. They're $13 individually, or you can get them in a 5-pack for $47. So if you like the entire pack, that'll actually save you a little bit of money. Now, if you go over here to the left side where it says themes, click on stage packs, and that'll give you a list of their entire pack catalog. And they're also listed on the left side as well, based by theme. One of the ones I recently purchased is the Essential Stage Pack 2. This one comes with 2 different beach party layouts. You've got a behind the bar layout and 2 different rooftop layouts. And I thought all 5 in this pack were pretty cool, so I decided to get the entire pack. And if you go back here to stage packs, just to show you a couple of different other ones that they have. If you're really into cyberpunk, this is also a good pack to get. It's a bunch of different cyberpunk type of layouts. Now they also have the option for custom stages, which is actually a lot more expensive, $297 for a custom stage. But what's great about this is you will have a completely customized layout that no other DJ will have. They won't sell this layout to anybody else. So if you're looking for an individual look, they can actually design you your own personal layout from the ground up. So that's pretty cool. So go ahead and just get all the stages that you want together, put them in your cart, go ahead and check them out, and they'll send you to a page where you can download it right then and there, and they'll also email it to you as well, so you can also keep a hard copy and never lose your downloads. So once you get the packs that you want, let's head over now to OBS and get started setting them up. Now you're also going to need to have a green screen and some adequate lighting as well, so I'll show you what I use. So I have a motorized green screen that's from Glide Gear. I covered it in a previous video where I compared it to the green screen from Elgato. I think it's really convenient because then I don't have to set everything up and then break it all down when I'm done. Now, if you have any type of colorful lighting like a nano leaf or any LED strips or anything like that, just go ahead and turn it off because it's gonna affect the color of your green screen and make it not work as good. So for my lighting, I use the Elgato key light. I use 2 of them. That way there's no shadowing on one side of my face. And I also changed the light bulb in my ceiling to a daylight light bulb, which basically means it's not a bluish tint, it's not a yellowish tint, it's just right there in the middle, so you get that true tone. Now, the only other issue is the shadow that my DJ booth puts on the green screen. So the way I get around that is I use uplighting. So you can get those for like $15 for a 2-pack on Amazon. And everything that's in my whole setup here, if you want to know, I have it linked in the description of today's video. It's under my kit. So you can either go to kit.co/DJ Beneficial or just look for the link in the description. And everything's in there in my stream setup, in my YouTube setup, and in my photography, videography setup. So definitely check that out if you want to know more about what kind of equipment and technology I'm using. All right, now let's set everything up in OBS. So the first thing you want to do is find your folder that your downloads are in, and this is basically what you're going to get with any pack that you order. You have a black and white image that we use for screen masking, and we're going to get to that in a moment. You have some PNG files that we stack on top of each other to create the whole effect, and you have a PDF file with all the instructions in there, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do everything in this video anyways. So the first thing you want to do is add your background. Now you actually have 2 choices, one with the sky built in and one without. Now the one that has the sky built in, as you can see, it's not a moving image. But what's good about that is it's not going to use barely any CPU. So that's the one I'm going to go with since I'm on a 1 computer stream setup. But if you're on a 2 computer stream setup, you might want to consider the one that has the sky cut out, because then you can add your own sky. Now the next thing we're going to do is add the deck. So just go ahead and drag it, drop it in, and lock it in. Make sure it's on top of the background. And last but not least, we're going to add the deck guard. Now the deck guard goes on top of the DJ, but we're going to add the DJ last. The next thing we want to do is add our visuals to our screens here. Now if you're not a video DJ, then what you want to do is just grab a visual file, and I'll show you how to incorporate that in. So just go ahead and grab a visual file. I'll grab this one here just as a reference. Go ahead and drag it, drop it in there, and make sure you have it selected. Click on properties and click on loop. You want to make sure that the video stays on a loop and doesn't end. And just go ahead and lock it in to get rid of the red line and drop it underneath the deck guard. While you have that selected, we're going to click on filters. Go ahead and add an image mask blend. Then go ahead and click on browse. And let's go ahead. Now we're going to use that black and white image. Go ahead and click close. And as you can see, now we've added the visual effect to all of our screens. Now, if you are a video DJ, then what we're going to do is add mix emergency. So go ahead and scrap that. And we're going to add a siphon client. Let's go ahead and change the name to Mix Emergency. Now, if you're a video DJ, Mix Emergency is the way to go in my opinion. There's also Serato Video, but I think Mix Emergency is way better. So if you really want to take your video DJing seriously, definitely get Mix Emergency. So under Source, we're going to click on Mix Emergency Output. And you also want to make sure that you allow transparency. So make sure you have that selected and go ahead and click OK. Now we're going to grab the corner here and we're going to just stretch it till it fits the entire size of the screen. And go ahead and lock that in. Make sure it's underneath the deck guard. Go to filters and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do an image mask blend. And we're going to browse, click on that black and white image, go ahead and click close. So now we're straight up video DJing on all of those screens. And the next step for us to do is to add the DJ. So now that we're ready to add the DJ into the mix, I just want to show you what camera I use. This is the Canon Rebel SL3. It's a decent camera, it's a DSLR, but I think this looks way better than any of the Logitech C920s that I've used in the past. So if you can afford a mirrorless or DSLR camera, it's gonna look way better than if you use a USB webcam. And the other thing I want to show you is this is about the angle that you want right here. So you don't want to have an up angle where it's showing too much depth. You want to have it directly across so it's pretty much flat. And you also want to make sure you have a little bit of room on each side so that when you crop out the green screen and you cut into it, you're not actually cutting into your turntable. So just something to keep in mind. Now let's set up our audio. So we're going to do an audio input capture. And if you go to Serato's audio settings, there's a thing you can install now called the I Show You audio capture. That will let you send your audio directly from Serato to OBS or any other application like Zoom without any cables or adapters. Just pick that as your audio source. It's very convenient. And let's get our camera in there next. Let's do a video capture device. Go ahead and pick your camera and click OK. Now we need to crop the area not covered by the green screen. So hold Option, find this little square on the side. When you see the double-sided arrow, then you can just slide it and that will crop that area. And as you can see, the red line turned green to indicate that area has been cropped. So let's just cut a little bit off the bottom there. And our next step is to chroma out the green. So let's do a filter and a chroma key. And if your lighting is good, like we discussed, it should be just as easy as you saw how it was for me. If you have any fuzziness or bleed through, just play with the settings until it looks good to you. Now make sure that your camera source is behind the deck guard, but above your visual effect or your mix emergency. And it looks like I need to rotate this a little bit. So I'm gonna press Command E and just do a couple little taps here on rotation until it's nice and level. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. That looks pretty good. So let's lock everything in now. And right now I'd say we're all set. Now, if you notice the CPU is around 20%, the only reason why is because to make this demonstration, I have to do a screen recording. So that's the only reason why the CPU is so high. Normally, you'll easily be under 10%. And that's a great amount of CPU to run a nice and smooth live stream without any type of technical difficulties. So this is what it will look like when you're done. So just in case if somebody from Virtual DJ Stages happens to see this video, there's a couple things I'd like to recommend that I want to see in the future. So my first recommendation is I want to see some holiday stages. I already have a bunch of widgets and visual effects for every holiday. It would really be cool to have a stage to bring it all together and be totally themed out for those holidays. And just throwing it out there, Halloween is my favorite holiday and it's coming up in about 90 days. So I think that would be the best place to get started, and it would just be really cool if you guys did something for Halloween. So that's my first recommendation. My second recommendation is I would also like to see, in addition to that front view, to be able to get a stage designed with a side view and a top view. Because normally when I'm live streaming, I like to show a couple different camera angles, and it would really be cool to be able to do so without taking my crowd out of the illusion that I'm performing at that virtual club. So even if it was sold as a separate stage or sold as a deluxe pack or something like that, I'd be fine with it, just to be able to get a couple different angles. So that's my second recommendation. But with all that being said, I just want to say I think you guys are doing a great job over there. Keep up the good work. You guys are killing it. And that's the reason why I made this video today, so I could put everybody on game with what you guys are doing. And once again, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure you don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of tutorial videos here for DJing, live streaming, and creating content. So if you want to learn some new things, make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss out and you can stay in the loop with me. Once again, my name is DJ Beneficial, and I'll catch up with you again on the next video. Peace.